Hello everyone, tonight on our program, Ghana Cocoa Board together with National Pensions Regulatory Authority inaugurates Board of Trustees for Cocoa Farmers Pension Scheme. Employment Minister Ignatius Bafo has this mandate for the board.
Even though I've said that you are supposed to be independent, I don't want a situation where tomorrow we get up and there's a big tug of war between you and the sponsor of the scheme.
Also tonight, Trade Minister Alan Chomateng charges members of the Ghana Enterprises Agency Board to maximize the gains from recent trade pacts to position small and medium-scale enterprises for global exports.
Even if we just consider how we manage a post-COVID economic recovery program, it will not materialize without the support of an agency like the Ghana Enterprises Agency.
And the Joy Business Van flows through the journey of Ghanaian mobility startup Starbus, now trips Ghana after it was acquired recently by one of West Africa's leading mobility firms. That's all coming up on Business Live tonight. Thanks for being with us. Details in a moment. All right, let's begin with cocoa. The Ghana Cocoa Board, together with the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, has inaugurated the Board of Trustees of the Cocoa Farmers Pension Scheme. Swearing in the board, Employment Minister Ignatius Bafo charged members to be independent and also put the interests of cocoa farmers first.
It is good Cocoa Board is the one that is giving birth to this particular scheme, but after its birth, Cocoa Board's responsibility ends. Everything will be decided by the Board of Trustees. I wouldn't want to see Cocoa Board using the long hand trying to twist things there. You should be independent. That is not to say that you don't also go to the old man to seek advice. I have always found it very difficult and very challenging, sometimes when I'm asked to make recommendations, especially in relation to persons that are going to be given positions of responsibility. Because I may know you, I may trust you for now, but I cannot trust you forever. Because under certain circumstances, your behavior may change. So sometimes when I'm asked to make recommendations, I find it difficult doing it. I'm saying so because you may have been recommended by your respective bodies to come and serve on this board. But please, let the trust they had in you before the recommendation was done stay. Don't go and change after you have assumed your office. I'm saying so because even though I've said that you are supposed to be independent, I don't want a situation where tomorrow we get up and there's a big tug of war between you and the sponsor of the scheme. If anything at all, you should be able to sit down and talk and get the best. I see a very good mix. The second row is made up of men in suits.
Now, Deputy Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Emmanuel Ray Ankwa, disclosed that Cocoa Board will commit 1% of its revenue to the Cocoa Pensions Fund.
The thing is, yes, we have made a commitment to pay 1% of every cocoa sold by registered farmers into the scheme. And I'm waiting for the applause. And so I wish to indicate that this 1% will be done regularly. This is the covenant we have signed with our cocoa farmers, and it's going to happen. We also have a team of financial experts that have already concluded on the permutations and calculations and have subsequently provided accurate projections which will enable us to prepare a realistic budget for the beneficiaries going forward. We will ensure that the funds are available to be transferred into the contributors' accounts without any hitch. We are going to ensure that. Mr. Chairman, to conclude, through our policies and programs, we are changing the narrative about cocoa farming and making it lucrative for farmers and actors within the value chain. It is therefore our fervent hope to consolidate all these gains achieved over the past 5 years, 4 to 5 years, under the leadership of His Excellency, the President, and even to work harder to inject more funds. So you ain't seen nothing yet. This is just the beginning of what Cocoa Board and the government will do for the cocoa sector.
Now, Trade Minister Alan Choma-Ateng has charged members of the Ghana Enterprises Agency Board to maximize the gains from recent trade pacts, including the Ghana-European Union Interim Trade Agreement, to position small and medium-scale enterprises for global exports. According to him, the agency, a rebranding of the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, now has a policy framework to ensure its viability. Mr. Choma-Ateng disclosed this when he inaugurated a 13-member governing board of the Ghana Enterprises Agency with Sylvester Matthew Tete as chairman.
Enterprises Agency. Government entrusted the management of this CAPBA scheme to the GA. So it means that with or without the transformation we are talking about, even if we just consider how we manage a post-COVID economic recovery program, it will not materialize without the support of an agency like the Ghana Enterprises Agency. But it also goes beyond that, because I'm sure by now you all realize that there are new market opportunities opening up for us in this country, around the continent, in Africa, through the African Continental Free Trade Area after, but also through the new Ghana-EU Interim Economic Partnership Agreement, which we are currently implementing since July 1st this year. So it means that we can now export duty-free, quota-free, literally all items except a few sensitive and exclusive products to one of the largest markets in the world, which is the EU market. And again, because our enterprise base is predominantly small and medium enterprise, it is this agency that is going to lead the effort in us being able to harvest the benefits, not only of the AFCFTA, but also of the new Economic Partnership Agreement. And again, I'm sure you've also heard about the new Ghana-UK Trade Partnership Agreement. The value is the same. It means that with the UK now having exited from the EU, Ghana now has a new trade relationship with the UK. And again, we can export duty-free, quota-free to the United Kingdom, which is another very significant market.
So that was the Trade Minister addressing the new board of the Ghana Enterprises Agency. Now, a 30-member delegation of entrepreneurs from Rwanda is on a business tour in Ghana in preparation for the Youth Connect Africa Summit, which is actually being hosted here in Ghana. The Director for Investor Services Division at the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Edward Ashong Latte, addressing the team at a business-to-business meeting ahead of the summit, said the meeting was to offer the right orientation for entrepreneurs to be able to network and make the most out of the business opportunities in Ghana.
The government of Rwanda has successfully fashioned an institutional framework that is fully consistent with what most economists claim should be conducive to entrepreneurship. The trip to Ghana is part of the government's strategy to empower young entrepreneurs to explore intra-African trade on the African continent. Here is Rwandan High Commissioner, Her Excellency Dr. Isaac Hirabo, addressing the delegation.
We're here to just really thank and congratulate you, our young people. You very well know that our leaders have not only committed themselves in word, but in deed to support young people to take the center stage and leadership in the economic and social transformation of our countries. I'm very delighted that the dream of our President, His Excellency President Paul Kagame, with his brother, His Excellency President Nana Akufo-Addo, on establishing FCTA is now being realized. We hope that as you discuss, you realize that actually the decisions you make, the way you take the risk to follow through, the barriers you break, whatever you see as a challenge, getting back to us to tell us what we can do to make it do for you, happen for you, is actually what's going to make AFCTA realized.
Director for Investor Services Division at the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Edward Ashong-Lati, outlined various avenues of exploration for Rwandans in Ghana.
The incentives that I outlined in my presentation are also for both Ghanaian and foreign-owned businesses. And at this seminar, we encourage the participants to take advantage of each other's presence here to explore various types of collaboration. I mean, we have this big delegation from Rwanda, and so the least that we can do is to open up and engage them.
You're watching Business Live. Still to come, the Joy Business Van follows through the journey of Ghanaian mobility startup Starbus, now trips Ghana after it was recently acquired by one of West Africa's leading mobility firms. That story coming up after this break. Welcome back to Business Live. Time now for the Joy Business Van. And while traveling by road is the most popular mode of transport here in Ghana, commercial buses or trotros are most patronized, but getting to board one can be quite a task. Well, a couple of years ago, the Joy Business Van featured mobility startup Starbus, whose aim was to ease the stress commuters face. We follow through its journey now that it has been acquired by West Africa's leading mobility firm, Trips. That's our story on the Joy Business Van tonight.
I think that the best way to discover a city is through its public transport system. You know, when you travel to other places with more advanced public transportation system, you discover the beauty of the city. You are marveled by the things you see, but it's not the case in most part of Africa. It's just not. The fact that we don't have a good transport system doesn't only impact on the beauty of the city, it also has huge economic impact on the country.
And that was 2 years ago when Isidore Potofi shared with me his motivation to create Starbus so commuters have less stressful experiences with commercial buses. Long queues and the struggle for a seat, especially during rush hour, are just a bit of the Trotro experience. If you're lucky, you may get the bus in good shape, otherwise prepare for a bumpy ride in a rickety vehicle. Isidore's plan with Starbus was to create a pool of private buses and create a system that enables passengers access the service.
The way it works is that the passenger will have to specify that I'm picking the bus from this station, I want to be picked up at this particular location, and I want to be dropped off at this location. Then our system automatically sends this request to the network of buses. Then the network dispatches the bus to where the demand is, or to where the customer or the passenger has requested the bus from. and the bus then picks the passenger at their specific pickup location and drop them off at their drop-off location.
The challenges with public transportation are no different in Nigeria, where rapid expansion has exposed poor road infrastructure. It was just around the time the Trips, formerly Plenty Waka, launched its operations in Lagos, Nigeria. Johnny Inagwolo, co-founder of Trips, has had his fair share of experiences.
So many years ago, I was going for an interview during my when I just graduated out of school, and prepared for an interview with they were trying to impress the panel at the interview, wore my body's lovely nice suits, you know, and entered one of these buses while I was in Nigeria, you know. And on my way out of the bus, the part of the bus just grabbed my suit and tore my suit.
You don't say.
You know.
Trips set out to transform public transport not just in Nigeria, but across the continent by running a bus hailing business, thus connecting commuters with buses via an app.
We were more like a pioneer in this space because nobody has actually done the B2C of bus hailing. It looks weird because a lot of people didn't want to enter because how can you, in their mindset, like how can you use air-conditioned vehicles, buses to move people from one place to another? It sounded weird. Other taxi cabs, yes, it's fine, but with bus hailing, it was weird. So with the initial 25 vehicles we launched with, in a day we're only moving about three persons in a whole day. And at some point we thought, have we gone into the wrong business? Have we actually conceptualized a wrong idea that doesn't fit into the system? But as time goes on, as we kept on pushing, from 2 we moved 10, from 10 we moved 50, and in the last 20 months we have done over 380 rides and 380,000 rides.
In August 2021, Trips announced it has secured $1.2 million seed funding 2 months after successfully ending the Techstars Toronto Accelerator program. Now it had its eyes on the Ghanaian market. That was when it decided to acquire Starbus. Starbus had meantime made inroads, doing many trips since it launched operations. The COVID-19 pandemic lockdown was a bit of a setback, but the business bounced back after restrictions were eased.
During the COVID, we had a call. We shared our challenges, our difficulties, because we had zero, and so it was one about honesty. It was one about truth. It was one about success stories as well, because along the line, Plenty Waka started recording some success stories. We also started recording some success stories after the COVID. We're sharing that as well. So I noticed that, look, we clicked in many ways. We clicked as far as the vision is concerned. We clicked as far as the people are concerned. And we were exploring how we could work together. And yeah, so that's what it's been for us.
Starbus has now rebranded as Trips Ghana, sealing the marriage. Now there is a lot to do to get Ghanaians caught onto the idea of technology-driven public transport. Johnny believes it's just a matter of time.
When we launched this also in Lagos, people were gravitating towards using it because they were used to the normal trottoir kind of life over there in Lagos, And the first week we started, we had only 3 people using the service. We kept on going, but today, as we speak today, you can have 500 buses on the road, and all of them are filled up in less than 5 minutes because people are booking from all over. It's convenient, and that is what we are going. I know there's going to be a bit of pushback, but eventually, when they see the value propositions we're trying to offer, I believe they will embrace it also.
Isidore is excited about the prospects for job creation and shares near-term targets.
And the other thing that we also looking to do is to strike partnerships with governments, B2G. We want to work with the Transport Ministry. So we'll be engaging the Transport Ministry occasionally to talk about how they can help to give us backing and also scale the service, especially to rope in the GPRTU, because the GPRTU, I think that will be a good platform for us to scale significantly, but we need to do that on a very structured level. We believe that the government is a good platform to help, to scale this.
For Trips, the journey to get Africa on board bus hailing has got off to a good start.
We are targeting mostly the West African countries, and we are going to be aggressive about that. Hopefully, by second quarter of 2022, we should be launching another African country. But we are aggressive about that right now, and that is our goal.
That's our program tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We will leave you with some news from around the world. Do stay tuned.